So basically, I don't do literal Halloween costumes anymore. I am way too old for that. I like to do looks that are inspired by icons or movements or styles. And I recently got a wig from Outre's Wig Pop line that is absolutely like the 40s, like Beatnik poet look. So basically, I'm just gonna do a quick eye look and just pop this wig on. But before I do that, I just wanted to explain a little bit about the Beatnik generation. So the Beatnik generation emerged around the 40s, and it was basically started by this collection of predominantly white artists and poets like Allen Ginsberg and William S. Burroughs and Kerouac. And they were very anti-establishment, anti-authority, anti-materialism. And so what I'm about to do is actually a very superficial aesthetic of the Beatnik style that emerged from that. So if you want to see what my Beatnik poet inspired Halloween costume is gonna look like, keep watching. I'm going to be taking this palette by Artist Couture called Supreme Nudes to create my eyeshadow look. I'm going to try to do a simple nude but smoky eye, but first I'm going to lay down some primer by Anastasia Beverly Hills on my lids. The first shade I'm going to apply is this one up here. This is called Nudist. And I'm just going to sweep that up here in my crease and brow bone. So now I'm going to take the shade Aesthetic right here and start to swipe that in my crease only. Just sort of concentrate it right in here. So now I'm going to go in with the darkest shade in this palette. That's this shade Mink. And I'm going to take a flatter brush and pat that in over here in the outer third of my eyelid. Okay, now I'm gonna go back in and use a little bit more of this because even though it seems dark, I know that when I blend it out with my fluffy brush, it's gonna diffuse pretty quickly, and I want this to be just a little bit darker. So now I'm gonna take my fluffy brush and blend that out. So now I'm gonna take the shade Stripped, that's this shade right here, and place it on my lid. And I'm gonna go back in with the shade Mink and just kind of pat right here where Stripped and Mink meet to kind of blend it together, so the transition isn't so harsh. So I'm actually gonna go back into the shade Aesthetic, just redefine this shade in the brow bone again, just very softly. I'm basically done with this eyeshadow look. I'm going to do it on this side as well and then come back and show you how I complete the look with the bottom lid. Okay, so I'm back, and now that I'm done with both eyes, I am going to put my concealer down and finish off the lower lid. So I'm gonna go in with my tried and true LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Fawn. This is like my top 5 favorite concealers still. Drugstore, affordable, works. I have 2 more backups in my drawer because I get really nervous when I start to run out of this. So while I let my concealer sit, I am going to contour with the foundation stick from ColourPop, same one I always use in Deep Dark 197W. I'm just gonna blend that out with this Mented foundation brush. So now I'm gonna use my Dose of Colors sponge and blend out my concealer. So I'm looking at my eyes. I think I wanna do something a little bit more defined on the lid, which might require me laying down a little bit of concealer. And it's something that I have never done, which is basically like a cut crease, but it doesn't have to be a super defined cut crease. And I think I'm gonna do that using my Laura Mercier concealer. But first I'm going to use my Beauty Bakerie Flour Setting Powder in the color Plantain to set my concealer. This has been my favorite setting powder for months now. I don't usually bake, but I have been lately, and I've been liking it, so I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna take my Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion concealer and just go in here. And here. So I'm gonna go in with this Morphe Buffer brush and just blend that out a bit. I don't want to take away the smoky effect of this. I just want the light part to be a lot lighter. So I'm gonna be putting the color stripped right down on top of that concealer and hoping that it just sticks and that the color pops out more prominently. So I'm gonna take exposed this time instead of stripped, and hopefully that will give me the lightness that I'm looking for. Yeah. Well, that is definitely working. Definitely working. So I'm just gonna take this thin brush and take the shade Mink and put that under my lid. Just kind of sweep it up to the corner. Lastly, I'm gonna take the shade Eccentric, that's the shade right here, and just buff out the edges of this. So just to intensify this look a bit more, I'm gonna take my EM Cosmetics gel eyeliner and put a little bit of that in my waterline. So here I am back with my turtleneck. This is actually a dress from Reb Dolls, and it has the long sleeves with the thumb holes in them. I'm sure that if this was available during the Beatnik generation that they would approve. So for my lip color, I'm going to stay in the cool tone range and use this shade by Juvia's Place in Lady. For lip liner, I'm gonna be using the MAC lip liner in Chestnut. I actually have on gloss right now. I'm just gonna go right over it. gonna be using Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid liner in black. I'm gonna put some mascara on my bottom lashes using Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk Push Up Lashes Mascara. I did not have a good review of this initially, but it's not as bad or as unremarkable as I thought it was initially. So I'm gonna go off camera, apply my lashes, and then come back with the final piece of this Beatnik style inspired Halloween look. So this is the wig Quinn from Outre's Wig Pop line. Even though it is a full cap wig with bangs, it does have combs inside of it on each side of the crown. And this is what the cap looks like inside. And there's a comb in the back as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop her on and come back. Yeah, I really like this unit. I don't really like units with bangs, but I really like these bangs a lot. And when I tried it on, I was just like, oh, this is definitely a retro look right here, and I like it. I think it's very cute. I think it's very easy. I think it's fun to do Halloween looks that are just inspired by you know, trends, movements, eras, you know, very easily recognizable, but not necessarily like on the nose, like you're trying to look like someone specific. That has become my favorite sort of like Halloween look to do. If you wanted to be more, you know, literal with this look, you could add a black beret, you could add a long cigarette holder, you can add bongos. I have these shades right here. They're clearly not like retro shades, but when you add shades to this look, it just automatically becomes a retro look. Like, so I'm curious though, like if any of you out there, especially parents who have kids, are still celebrating Halloween, if you happen to be going out, like what are some of your like safe social distance plans for Halloween? Like I can imagine some like hay rides, maybe walking out in the neighborhood, I know, going out to your local parks. I would be curious to know what any of you are doing for Halloween, since we are now in this sort of isolated version of Halloween and all of the celebrations and gatherings that we had before the pandemic. Yeah, so I mean, I see a lot of really great Halloween costume tutorials up on YouTube, and I love watching them. I love the makeup, I love the transformation, I love the wigs, and I just wonder, where's everyone going? Is anyone going anywhere? I'd like to know. But that is basically it for me and my Beatnik Poet inspired costume for Halloween. I hope you enjoyed it and found it entertaining, and I hope to see you in my next video soon. Remember, if you like this video, if you like any of my content, and you are a first-time viewer, remember to click on the thumbs button to show your likes. And all of you who are already subscribed to my channel and watching this video, please show your likes by clicking on the thumbs up button as well. For my viewers who have not subscribed yet, if you like content like this, welcome to my channel. You can subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button and click on the bell right next to that so that you don't miss any videos that I upload on my channel from here on. I hope to see you in my next video soon. Have a safe and happy Halloween. Bye.